Hey everybody, it's the Infinity Equation back at it again for another Monday Mando review of The Mandalorian, Chapter 11, The Heiress. As always, I am here with Ryan, aka Laserpants, and Todd, aka Rectangler. And we are here to go over this week's episode, which was a lot better than the previous week's episode, which has not had that little mofo eating everything in sight.
Not everything, but he did eat some nasty stuff, though.
That's fine. I can deal with that. That little mofo was eating those poor eggs. So let's just jump right into it. Ryan.
All right, chapter 11, the Heiress. How did that ship limp all the way to Trask?
Basically, that's what it did. It limped.
Yeah. Big episode, though, man. I mean, this one really tied into Clone Wars and Rebels. Man, I was all in. As soon as I saw the Admiral Akbar dude in the Gap sweater, I knew this was going to be a good episode.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you seen that ship go into the water, you knew it was going to be a good episode. Like,
oh man,
splash.
Yeah, basically almost crash lands. And that opening scene when he's entering the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
So this episode was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, daughter of Ron Howard.
She should do every Star Wars movie and show. I'm down for her.
Yeah, she did good on this one. Now, you didn't like her episode last season, chapter 3.
Yeah,
the one where they fight the ATST.
Yeah, her episode was my least favorite.
Oh, I was fine with that episode. I didn't have no problems with that.
Yeah. So anyway, that scene when he's coming in on re-entry, that is almost a shot-for-shot remake of the Apollo 13 re-entry that Ron Howard directed. So I thought that was kind of a cool homage.
Yes.
Homage?
Yes.
Homage? Yeah. Homage. So I guess she's a chip off the old block there. But yeah, it was cool. I mean, he comes down. You think it's going to be a soft landing in the last second. He's in the water, and they show a walker. It looks like an Imperial walker, but it has a crane on the front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Comes down, lifts it out. That thing was in the background in Solo. Those same, or at least very similar walkers.
Yeah, a lot of people were thinking that it was a Imperial walker that was turned into a crane.
Yeah.
Well, one of my only complaints about the episode is where's the fuck? There's no fucking seatbelt, especially for the kid. He would have been slamming it all over the place. You know,
he was already slamming around all over the place in that when they were shaking around and spinning.
Yeah. In chapter 9, he went 80 miles an hour head first into the sand. I mean,
yeah,
he's resilient.
Yeah, but they fell into the water and then they pull the ship up and then like slam it onto the dock and the kid's just sitting there fine. It's like,
yeah. Well, he'll have lifelong chiropractic visits.
like put a fucking seatbelt on.
Nah, he's going brain damage. That's what he's going. That's why he can't use the Force now.
That's why he's trying to eat everything. Brain damage. Yeah.
And then my only other complaint is that it was it was so short. I mean, it just sucks that episode 10 was so much longer and not nearly as good, and then episode 11 was awesome and it was so short.
Yeah, I feel like they're jumping into the deeper lore. It was a shorter episode, but they packed it with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to see Mon Calamaris and the Squid Face guys. The Kenner figure was called the Squid Face, and I forget the name of the.
I think they're called the Corin, something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's not the Mon Calamari home planet.
No,
because they're from a planet called Mon Cala that we saw in the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
But that homeworld is also the homeworld of the Squid Face guys, and like 2 other alien races. Quarren, there it is. Thanks, Kevin. Quarren.
Which is funny because the guy was named Quarren.
Oh, is that what they called him in the?
Yes, his name was Quarren.
That's funny. Yeah, but I mean, it was cool to see them together on the same planet. And the way they did it in the old EU was Mon Cala was, there was a lot of shipyards because they built ships.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, one of their ships got blown up by the second Death Star in Return of the Jedi. But the Quarren on Mon Cala were like the laborers, and the Mon Calamari were like the engineers, and they kind of brought that into the Mandalorian a little bit, because it seemed like the Quarren were like kind of like the blue collar laborers. They were out on the boat.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see them pulling stuff in from the EU that's technically no longer canon anymore. I really like that. That's cool. Yeah.
That's it. So he goes to the bar, or whatever it is, the canteen or whatever. And then they harken back to like kind of like the first season when he got paid in the squids. And that's how he paid the Quarren.
Yeah. Okay, so here
Calamari flan.
Yeah.
The calamari flan. So that cantina that he went into, I think they've been reusing that set because it looked like a lot like the cantina from the very first episode, just slightly redressed. Did you guys notice that?
My girlfriend noticed it, actually.
Yeah, because as soon as he walked in, I'm like, wait, that looks just like the other cantina, where he actually killed a Quarren, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so Baby Yoda, of course, he's hungry, and so he gets a bowl of chowder,
Which starts eating him.
Yeah, with an octopus in it. They got the quick serve, soft serve chowder.
This is
overhead.
This is why Bryce Dallas won it for me.
Yeah,
because everything was trying to eat him, and I loved it.
So he gets a tip that these Quarren can take him to the Mandalorians that he's seeking, because that's what he's looking for. He's looking for more Mandalorians because he thinks that if he can find them, they can lead him to the Jedi. And he doesn't know anything about the Jedi.
Okay,
right?
Yeah, I'm going to interject something right here that they brought up on the toying around with Ernie.
Yeah.
With the Fallen Fett. In episode 10, when the X-Wings pull him over and he thinks he's off the hook, he tells them, may the Force be with you. He doesn't know shit about the Force. Like, he would not bring that up.
Well, it's a common saying for the Rebels and now the New Republic.
I understand that, but if that was the case, he would be able to put two and two together and know that the kid was using the Force.
Possibly, but he could be more like Han Solo and say it's a bunch of simple tricks and nonsense. There ain't no mystical energy controlling my destiny.
Right.
This could be the first time he's seen it.
Kind of seems like a screw up to me.
It could be, but Han Solo was 30 in A New Hope, so he was born before the Clone Wars, and he had never seen anyone use the Force.
Right.
But he knew the greeting because he said it to Luke.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's kind of like a good day, sir, or good luck, or Godspeed.
Right. And he probably heard his travels. He's traveled around. He's got a ship, so.
Right.
I'm like,
right.
And you're just like, okay, let me just make it not suspicious. Yeah, may the Force be with you too. Yeah, let me get on out of here.
And then again, even though that when the Jedi were on Coruscant and kind of involved in the government and war, when you have a galaxy of trillions of people, right? Billions of planets, probably. And there's I think George Lucas at one time said there's about 10,000 Jedis at their peak, at the peak of their power. That's like a needle in a haystack in a barn full of hay bales, right?
Yeah.
You might still never see a Jedi. Maybe you heard a rumor, or maybe not even that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that kind of fits. I don't see much of an issue with that. But so anyway, this Mon Cala bartender hooks him up with some Quarren, and they take him on a ship to go find these Mandalorians. Well, it turns out that the captain of that ship is the brother of the Quarren that he killed. And And that was referring to the first episode, right? Chapter 1. The Quarren that he shot in the cantina and then the door cut him in half.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I was thinking it was the dudes that they just because when the other Mandos show up, she says, "I'm the one who killed them." I thought it was the guys on the ship that he.
Yeah, it's a little confusing.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So because they really want him, so they brought him on the ship only to get his Beskar armor.
That's right. That's right. It was the guy in the alley.
Yeah,
that was like, you killed my brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's on this boat and they throw Baby Yoda to this sea monster. Now, it was unclear to me. Was that just a port to the ocean underneath, or was that like a tank?
I think it was an actual tank in the boat.
There was a tank in the boat, so maybe that was like their catch that day. Maybe they were fishermen or something.
No, I think it's always been there. I think because he said, you know how they get this is, you ever see something to eat? Like he's like, well, here it's feeding time for this one, and then that's when he fed that.
Yeah, it might have been like their version of a cow where they keep feeding it so it'll get big and fat, and then they're gonna slaughter it and eat it.
Gotcha.
I was hoping that little mofo would get chewed up a little bit, but no.
Well, it kind of looked like a big starfish, right? When it came out and that mouth opened and swallowed them all, swallowed the baby.
Water sarlacc pit.
Yeah. Swallowed Baby Yoda whole inside the pram. And then they threw him in that tank.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Yeah. So, well, no, he jumped in, right?
Yeah, he jumped in after him.
Yeah.
Then they locked him. Yeah, then they locked the cage over him so he couldn't get out, and that's when the other Mandalorians show up, help save him.
That was freaking awesome.
It was. That was good. That was a good little entrance.
Now I kind of had it spoiled for me a little bit because I had heard that Katie Sackhoff was cast in The Mandalorian, and she is the voice of Bo-Katan in the Clone Wars. So I'm like, oh, dude, she can be Bo-Katan, right? And he's looking for Mandalorians. She's a Mandalorian.
Right.
So when she landed, when her and her buddies landed, I'm like, that's got to be Bo-Katan, right? Same helmet, armor's right, the colors are right. She has the kind of bluish clothing with the Beskar over the top. Dude, when she pulled that helmet off and she had like the headband thing with the red hair and a bob, I was like, oh my God, dude, I freaked out, man. It was so rad to see a character go from animated to live action and to be the same actress.
Right.
That was just, people complain about fan service. Give me more fan service. I'm a fan. Service me, right? I thought that was freaking rad, man. And so he, like, the Mandalorian can't believe it. He's like, they pulled their helmets off. He's like, where'd you get that armor? And she looks
his other question was like, why you take your helmet now? Come on now. Let's keep it real.
Well, yeah. That's why he said, where'd you get that armor? Because he's like, they're not Mandalorians.
Yeah.
Well, you got to remember, he was only with one clan of Mandalorians. He was an orphan, right?
Yeah.
So he's not a Mandalorian by blood. He is adopted.
Yeah.
This is the first clan outside of his own that he's met.
Yeah, foundling.
Yeah, he's a foundling. That sounded weird, Ryan. Thanks, Greg.
Ryan likes to always be service for Star Wars.
Hey, Hey.
No, I'm sorry, I would not start hating on the child. And it's not Baby Yoda. Can we stop calling this damn thing Baby Yoda? He is not Baby Yoda.
Are you talking about Baby Yoda?
See, this is why I hope they don't do more fan service for you. No more damn fan service.
Oh, trust me, there's more fan service coming. We're gonna get to that.
With your Ashoka and
it was cool how she explained to him, like, yeah, you guys are the fucking religious zealots who never take your helmets off, but the rest of us are cool.
Right.
Which makes no sense because she used to ride with them.
She did, but you got to remember, now she calls him a member of the Watch.
Yeah.
Well, Death Watch was a clan from the Clone Wars.
Right.
They were taking their helmets off all the time. I think this whole helmet thing started after what they called the Purge. After the Empire came in, right? And they made, or apparently they made Mandalore uninhabitable.
Or so we thought.
Right. So Death Watch obviously split off, and they were in hiding, and he joined up with Din Djarin, met up with them and became one of them. So that's all he knew. So I think they instituted the whole helmet thing after that.
Yeah, I would do too, because like we just got almost wiped out. You think we want to know? You think it wants to know what we look like? Nah, forget that, son.
Right. And they were also. She even mentioned that members of the Watch were trying to bring back the ancient warrior ways of the Mandalorians. In the Clone Wars, the main Mandalorian culture was pacifist. They were peaceful. Death Watch wanted to bring back this, their how Pre Vizsla put it, the warrior ways.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Pre Vizsla also voiced by Jon Favreau.
Yes.
Who also voiced, I believe, Paz Vizsla, the heavy Mandalorian in the first season.
Yep. So I'm confused because it looked like Paz Vizsla's armor was Beskar painted, right?
Could have been, yeah.
And what about the Mandos that Din Djarin just met? Is that Beskar or is it?
I believe, it should be Beskar. It looked legit.
Okay, yeah, it's always confusing whether or not it's just painted Beskar or because Din Djarin is the only one that he doesn't. He's pretty much isn't painted except for that one calf or thigh piece that he has on his right leg.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're a legit Mandalorian, from pre the Purge, you would have legit Beskar armor. It only became scarce, really scarce even among Mandalorians after the Purge.
Yeah. I think once the Empire came in and started rolling on the Mandalore.
Yeah.
I only have one issue with this episode. Why is it every time he needs to get information, he's got to do something for somebody else? Well, we need your help with something before we give you it. What the
Hey, it's a video game plot, man. It's like
it is. It truly is. It's truly video game plot to the T.
It's like Legend of Zelda. He's on a quest.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, it really is. It's like the worst quest sequence ever. I'm like, I don't want all these side quests. Like, just give me the main mission. Like, sometimes I don't want the side quests. Like, last episode was a side quest. I don't want that. No. Give me the main mission sometimes. Just give me the main story.
Well, you got it this time because he actually accomplished his task of finding other Mandalorians. Right?
I'm sure, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, episode 10 is almost a time waster. It's like it doesn't really push the plot forward. He could have just met that frog lady and then moved on to fucking the next into episode 11.
Yeah,
but Space Patrol pulled him over.
Yeah, we had to see space spiders.
Yeah,
space cops. That's what it was. Space cops.
Yeah,
bad boys.
Chips.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? The rebels. What you see and hear every day. But he met up with the Mandos.
Yeah, so they go back.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about wrestling, really, modern wrestling. And
okay.
Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks looked damn good.
Yeah. So she was watching him earlier, and she was the cloaked figure in the alley that everyone assumed was Sabine from Rebels.
Well, everybody assumed she was either a Jedi or some kind of Force user.
Yeah.
And we come to find out that she was not.
No, she is a Mandalorian. But she was cool. She was eating a live octopus. Yeah. She slurped up his tentacle.
But she had very little lines. I was surprised. Like for her, like she had like 1 to 2 lines in the damn thing. I was like, damn.
Yeah, they gave all the lines to Bo-Katan.
Yes, they did. I was all right with that because Katie Sackhoff looked good too.
Yeah, she's awesome, man. Her as Starbuck was cool. I've never seen the original Battlestar Galactica show. All I know is the 2000 version.
I never seen that one either.
I remember liking it as a kid, but there was no decent sci-fi on TV when I was that age. So it's like,
Yeah, I think I was watching Buck Rogers at that point.
No, Dante, we weren't alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they could show repeats too. So
yeah, I was a kid when that shit was on air.
Yeah, I remember seeing like a rerun maybe once or twice as a kid.
Yeah,
but I probably didn't even watch the whole thing. I thought I was like, "What is this Star Wars ripoff?" Which is exactly what it was.
Exactly what it was.
But the new one is really good, Dante. You got to watch that after you watch the Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah.
I'm giving you homework.
Oh my god,
that's not going to be my homework. I can tell you that right now. There's other things I could be watching. I said I'll give it a try, but it ain't going to be like my first on my top things to do.
Speaking of which, I took your advice, Ryan. I started watching Clone Wars in the correct order, and I'm now on. I just finished watching episode 8 of season 1, and holy shit, whose idea it was to put Jar Jar? Oh my god, I was ready to eat the front sight in that fucking episode.
That's all. Hey, Clone Wars was all George Lucas, and George liked Jar Jar.
Oh my god!
But Jar Jar actually is pretty good in an episode in the 6th season. He's with Mace Windu, and they fight the Night Sisters of Dathomir.
God, please kill him off.
He's still alive after Return of the Jedi. They put him in a book.
Man, he's going to show up in the Mandalorian.
he's like a disgraced Gungan on some planet, and he's like a street performer. He's basically like a street clown,
That's all he's good for.
Yeah.
He'll be back in the Mandalorian. Don't worry, he'll show up.
I hope he gets syphilis.
Damn.
Jeez.
God, I thought I was tough on Little Mofo. He's tougher on Jar Jar.
Yeah. So how did they talk the Mando into helping him pirate that ship, the Imperial ship?
They said they could give him information to lead to somebody who could help him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Are you crazy? Like, no, this is not going to be." He's like, "What you got? Like an army?" He's like, "How many are in there?" They're like, "Oh, maybe it's like a troop."
Maybe a squad.
A squad, yeah. It's like
it's probably like 2 or 3 squads.
Yeah, 2 or 3 squads of stormtroopers though, and stormtroopers are pretty useless.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did make that comment. They were like they couldn't hit a broadside of Bantha, yeah.
I'm telling you, man, dude, come on. Seeing them fly up in their jetpacks on the side of that Imperial ship, busting in and fighting stormtroopers.
It was good. Like, look, the action was
awesome.
This is why I said Bryce Dallas Howard can do all the movies and shows. I'm fine with her because she actually gets it. She gets what we want in a Star Wars show. Like an episode, you gave her like 2 episodes, she did pretty good. I think if you actually gave her a full movie, she'd be fine. Like if they gave, I hate to say this, if they would have gave her Solo instead of Ron, I think it would have been 20 times better.
I think if they gave Ron Solo from the get-go and didn't try to remake the whole movie in 2 months, it could have been really good.
True.
I mean, he basically took the scraps of what Lord and Miller had put together and basically made a whole new movie almost.
Yeah.
I'm sure like most everything Star Wars, the biggest problem is the script.
Always. Look at
Marvel too.
Well, it's not even that. So this is why I don't understand. Mandalorian has how many director of each episode, correct? Almost.
I think the first season had 4 different directors.
You have 4 different directors for 1 season. You had 3 different directors for 3 movies. You just couldn't get it right.
No, they didn't plan it out. They just kind of played past the baton with the trilogy, and that doesn't work.
Might have been 5. I don't know. I think
could have been.
Favreau, did he direct one?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So you had Favreau, you had Dallas, you had the Asian female lady. I always forget her name, Cho.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the black guy and
Fukuyama.
Fukuyama, and then Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi did the last two, I believe.
And didn't Filoni direct one too?
Filoni did the one on Tatooine.
Yeah, so he had like if Favreau directed one, then that's 6. So
okay, 6.
Yeah. So you had 6 directors for one season, and you got it better. You got it done right with 6 directors than you did with 3 directors.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
My favorite episode is episode 6, and I think Fukuyama did that one.
With the Bill Burr episode?
Yeah.
That was Fukuyama. Yeah, so chapter 9, the Marshal, that was Favreau himself. He directed that one.
Yeah, see it.
And then Peyton Reed did the Spider episode.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, and Sex City.
What else has he done besides Ant-Man?
Shoot, he's done
another movie I've never seen. I can't remember.
Hold on, let me see. I'll pull it up real quick.
I don't blame his directing for that episode. That's all the writing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's handed a script and he directs it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was directed well. I think just the script was not great, and that's a Favreau problem.
Oh wow, he's done a lot of crappy movies. Bring It On, Yes Man, The Breakup, yeah, crappy old. The Love Bug.
Those are like
rom-coms.
Yeah.
The computer. He did the computer that wore tennis shoes. Wow, I love that movie actually.
Those are the movies my wife puts on, and I'm like sitting there on my phone the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, the computer who wore tennis shoes that's not really a romantic, not rom-com.
Yeah.
But a lot of these, it's just like, he did a Weird Al show too. Wow.
But I did like Ant-Man.
Yeah, I enjoyed Ant-Man.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I think the last episode came down to script. Now, I liked it. Right?
Right.
I know you guys didn't. I liked it, but I said it. It's probably my least, it's the weakest episode of the series for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't
so anyway,
terrible, just wasn't great.
Right. So anyway, they bust into this Imperial ship and they're fighting stormtroopers, and it's awesome, man. It's so cool.
Yo.
Mandalorian.
Sorry, just real quick. Can we give the Imperial captain his due? Yo, he stood tall during all this. What Moff Gideon? He's like, yo, what do you want me to do? He's like, you know what to do, Captain. Blow, blow.
Yeah,
everybody's dying today.
Well, when he found out that they weren't just there for the cargo weapons,
right?
They were taking the whole ship.
Yeah.
And then Moff Gideon calls him up on the 3D hologram.
He's like, you know what to do, Captain.
Mm-hmm. Late night.
Yo, and the guy, the pilot's like, they looked at like, shit.
When he needs my love.
I should have fucking got that other job my wife told me about.
Yeah, so Moff Gideon calls him up, and he's like, they're going to take the ship, and he's like, you know what to do. For the Empire. He's like, for the Empire. Pulls out his blaster. Bam, bam. Kills the pilots. And then he just nosedives it towards the planet.
Yes.
That's one of my only problems with the series is trying to understand, like, why these Imperials are trying to cling on to the Empire. And the only thing I can think of is that the Emperor still, if you are still on board with the Solo trilogy, the Rey trilogy, then the Emperor is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because of that. I can tell you that. There were extreme sects of the Empire. Like, these are like the captains who live and die Empire, no matter what.
Yeah, they are political extremists.
Yes. So they're the ones, I forget which.
They're the Nazis of the fucking.
Yeah. Like,
absolutely. I mean, George designed their costumes after, Nazi uniforms. And stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, George made them the bad guys, right?
Right.
So
there was I can't remember if it was Return of the Jedi or The Empire Strikes Back. because there was, I think, or it might have been some, it might have not been in the movies, but they said they're the ones like they purge planets, like they're the ones who would drop a bomb on a planet and just like fuck it, I'm out of here. Don't give a damn. Follow orders to death.
Yep.
So the Mandos finally take over the ship, and then the guy, she's Bo-Katan's looking for the fucking dark saber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because whoever holds the dark saber becomes the leader of the Mandalores. And that was established in the Clone Wars and Rebels. And in fact, the last time you saw the dark saber before Mandalorian was in Rebels, and Bo-Katan had it.
So to explain, so that begs the question: how she lose it between that time?
I think, well, they mentioned the purge.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, the Empire came in, wiped out the planet, and she lost it. And she probably lost it to Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
Oh, Moffy.
Yeah.
My boy.
So, so that was cool, man. And, she's holding the knife to the captain's neck, right? And her two Mando buddies, their names are Casca and Axe. Casca Reeves is Sasha Banks, and Axe Woves is the male Mandalorian.
Sounds like an Australian actor.
Yeah, Simon Cassianidis.
Now that's a Star Wars name right there.
I was just gonna say that. That's a Star Wars name.
I think it's Cassianidis.
That's a Star Wars name right there. Somebody knew in his family, like, yo, we need to go ahead and just name our kid Cassianidis.
But I mean, to bring it back to the Empire basically being the Nazis of the Star Wars universe, Bo-Katan has the knife to his neck. And it's like that scene out of Captain America when the guy pulls a cyanide pill out of his tooth, cracks it. Well, this one is like the Star Wars cyanide pill, right?
The electric shock.
Yeah, it electrocutes. So he was
an
Empire till the end.
Yeah, remember what he said? He's like, look, you can kill me, but he'll kill me also. So
Yeah.
go ahead and take my chances. Yo, when you scared of one dude in the Empire, like, he's got some control over all these dudes. Like, he's got some control of all these captains.
Yep. Hey, Cap Lives brings up a good point. He said the Moff probably had help from Imperial Mandos that were established in Rebels. That's a good point. That's cool. I want to see that. And what I hope we see eventually is maybe, I don't know, maybe a miniseries, maybe a movie of the Mandalorian Purge. I could see him doing like another series like this, a Disney Plus series of that time period. Maybe seeing the Bad Batch make a comeback.
I think what's going to probably happen if they continue on, we're going to go back. We're going to go to Mandalore somehow, some way. They're going to take it there.
At this point, I'm speculating maybe Din Djarin gets the Darksaber. Maybe Bo-Katan's killed off, and Din Djarin is the Mandalore. I could totally see that.
Live out his days. He probably doesn't want it. He that's not something. I don't think that's something he would do. That's like saying, like, Conan, you're gonna be king forever.
But that whole attitude, I mean, that is the Joseph Campbell hero's journey. That's the call to action and the rejection of it. No, I don't want it. Right. Just like Luke did in A New Hope. I can't leave. I gotta work this moisture farm with my uncle. Right. You know what I mean?
He came back to 2 fried corpses.
Yeah, right. And then he's like,
"You gotta leave now, son."
So how about that trip to Alderaan? I'm in. Yeah.
Yo, came back to the fried, died, laid to the side.
Ewan said I'm Scottish, so if they kill Bo-Katan, I'm gonna have to start hashtag justice for gingers. That's good. Yeah. My family is from Moffatshire, Scotland. Not that that's important. And we're not talking about that.
Top of the morning.
Star Wars. Yeah, so the captain kills they pull the ship out of the nosedive. They land, and Mandalorian gets back to his ship, and this fish head dude, the Mon Cala, basically used fishing nets to tie his shit back together.
This dude, I want give me my damn credits back. Give me my fucking credits back.
I would not have paid him.
Now, if their species is known for being these great engineers, like he just got like a total rookie engineer or what?
Yeah, yes, he did. Because I'm like, dude, like, do you see? Like, my engine doesn't work. I gave you credits to fix it.
Yeah, maybe they don't have parts for his ship on that planet.
He took the Razor Crest to the Firestone of the Star Wars galaxy.
Jiffy Lube.
The Jiffy Lube, yeah.
Nah, it's Pep Boys because it was only one pet boy working that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
no Manny and Mo, just Jack.
Yeah, he limps it out of there. I mean, hey. So I mean, the big thing was they're talking about the Jedi, and Bo-Katan's like, "What do you know about the Jedi?" He's like, "Nothing." She's like, "Well, go." I forget the planet name, but she tells him to go to this planet.
Corvus.
Corvus?
Yes, because that was the name of the ship. And so I want to say, if I remember correctly, I think it was in Kotar, Knights of the Republic 1. I think you went to the planet Corvus, if I remember correctly. But there is a ship in Star Wars Battle Front 2 that is named after the planet.
Okay. But she tells him to go there to meet Ahsoka Tano. And I lost my mind again. Just hearing that name in a live action show was sick.
I wish I could get excited, but I just can't get excited about the Star Wars anymore. Like, this show makes me happy for it, but I just don't get excited about all these characters anymore.
Well, you've never seen Clone Wars or Rebels, so how
even
could
you? I've watched some of it. I just don't get excited for these characters. They don't resonate with me.
I understand the sequels. They ruined it for me until the Mando came out.
I want to go back to the old days when there were Sith Lords who actually knew how to do some real damage. I'm thinking Jedi who actually knew how to do some real damage.
I'm thinking that's the Taika Waititi movie. I'm thinking that'll be old Republic.
I hope so.
That would be cool.
These new kids on the block, some of them just like the older stories were so much better, honestly. Like, those characters I was invested in. Because what was the one guy's name, Todd? From the Star Wars game on N64. Not Revan.
Oh, Dash Rendar?
Yes. Like, characters like that.
Yeah, Dash Rendar was cool. They could bring him back, but he couldn't be like the same Dash Rendar because they've redone that whole story in between Empire and Jedi now. Yeah. Like, they decanonized Shadows of the Empire. Unfortunately, I always loved it. I had the book, the game, the toys.
What's cool is that
I'm sorry, real quick. Cap, no, it's not jilted Star Wars fan. I'm not jilted Star Wars fan. See, to be jilted, that means I would want more Luke and the more Skywalker family. No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't want more Skywalker. I want the before stuff. The new stuff is okay. The before stuff, before the Skywalkers became big and all that nonsense, that's the stuff I want to see when actually stuff was happening in the galaxy, when it was popping off.
Yeah, I'm an old jilted Star Wars fan because I hated the sequels. I mean, I liked Force Awakens initially, and then Last Jedi just killed it for me.
Force Awakens killed it for me.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, I don't like the Force Awakens now because it didn't go anywhere really. The whole, I don't know. I don't want to talk about the sequels.
No, that's not saying. No, let's not say it's sloppy writing. It was poor planning and poor writing.
Yeah. But the Mandalorian brought me back into Star Wars, and I'm excited about it again. And the new seasons of Clone Wars. I liked Rebels. So I have my Star Wars, and these, whoever likes the sequels, hey, have at them. That's fine.
Dante brought up Shadows of the Empire, and a lot of the music in Mando, or some of the music in Mando, was taken. You can hear it from Shadows of the Empire, and which is based on a lot of the music from Empire Strikes Back. So it was that always gets me pumped whenever you hear like Moff Gideon, that kind of like.
That is the original. It's very, very similar. It's very inspired by the Imperial theme from A New Hope. You know, when they're flying into the Death Star, it's that dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Moff Gideon's theme is very similar to that.
Yeah, and that's what they did. They took that from John Williams' composition, and then they modified it for Shadows of the Empire, and then modified it even again now for Mando.
I appreciate Action Figure Expert. I like him.
No, I am not Star Wars deficient. It's like, just these new stories don't do anything for me. I was thinking if you're going to continue the Skywalker story, like we're going to go to like where we need to, Skywalker Academy, see that kind of play out. Build up new Jedi out of it. Get new characters out of it. No. What did we get? One emo Kylo Ren.
Yeah, Krylo.
Then we get some randomo from an old randomo planet. I'm a junkie. I collect junk and I do this and that. Wow. But I'm a Force user. Then we get played off like Finn can use the Force. Nah, son. He's just like some bumbling clown over here.
Well, that's what we expected from the Force Awakens. Look,
exactly. That's why I hate the Force Awakens.
They turned that man into a janitor.
What kills me the most about that too, Rose is mad at Finn. She should be more mad at Poe for getting her sister killed on that goddamn run.
Let's not review the sequels. Let's review The Mandalorian. We're going to have people getting pissed off at us for hating on the sequels.
I don't care. I'm sorry.
I don't care either.
It's my opinion. I can state it. I didn't say everybody's wrong or right about it. It's just my opinion, how I felt about it in this situation.
Well, what I hope for Mando is when he meets up with Ahsoka and gives the child over to her, that he can go off and have some adventures without the child.
With other Mandalorians.
Yeah.
And then you can spin off Ahsoka into her own series that involves Ezra Bridger, Sabine, Luke Skywalker, right? The beginnings of Luke's Jedi Academy. And then you can ignore the sequels and move forward and have a whole new story where Luke is actually still a good guy. You know what I mean?
I don't even care. I'm done with Skywalkers.
Just not me.
Thank you.
I want to see the Luke of the EU.
You're not going to get it.
I know, but I
hate to say that.
I'm just saying what I want.
I know what you want, but
Brian,
you ain't gonna get it.
Don't kill his dreams.
Yeah.
He's dreaming up new Star Wars, new Luke stories. Get a Luke. Yeah, Luke.
Hey, you know what? I think if Favreau and Filoni are at the helm, they could get Luke right.
I know. I'm with you. Yo, see, even Jay Figs. I agree with Jay Figs. Add Star Killer as canon. Oh my goodness.
That'd be cool.
Show Adventures with Star Killer. Yo, I'd be
cool.
down for that.
Sam Witwer, he still looks like he did in the video game. You know, he's still a young man. He can still do it. Bring him back. That'd be cool.
Look, Todd, I don't mean to bring on your parade, but I have a feeling that she's not going to take that kid.
I mean, oh yeah.
Because just to drag this out even longer, I have a feeling she's going to be like, "Look, I'm not the one to train this kid."
Yeah, they're selling too many fucking
yes
child products.
He's too popular. He's not going to leave the show this season.
No,
maybe the last, maybe not ever. I don't know. He's too popular. I mean, my wife, who does not care about toys at all, she loves that sideshow Baby Yoda that I bought her.
The sideshow little mofo.
That little mofo. I mean, she's like into it, and she was like super excited to have it.
Yeah,
she doesn't care. She thinks all this is. I almost said the R word. She thinks all this is stupid.
Ridiculous.
Right? But she likes that sideshow Baby Yoda. She's into it.
Mahoney's wife is all fucking excited for a child doll of some kind too.
Yeah, hey, toying around said Sam Witwer is Maul. Very true. And I don't know if you guys saw it, but George Lucas, in an interview, some guy wrote a book. And he interviewed George Lucas for it, and he said his original plan for the sequel trilogy was the heroes versus the underworld. They're trying to rebuild the New Republic. And the main villain is Darth Maul, and his apprentice is Darth Talon, who is like a Twi'lek Sith. She's like red with black tattoos like Maul.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
See how much other stuff is more interesting than the Skywalker saga continuing.
Well, that would have been the Skywalker saga. It would have been Luke in New Jedi versus Maul in the underworld.
So
and Leia trying to rebuild the New Republic. And
so do we primarily have J.J. Abrams to fucking blame for this? Like, is that who wrote Force Awakens?
I think you have the person in charge who decided to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger.
Yeah, because if you look at the script for what was the last one called? Rise of the Skywalker. If you look at the original script, it was 10 times better than what they shot.
It was. That was Gareth Edwards' cut. That was There
was no MacGuffin knife that looked like a map. Crap.
So stupid.
Whoever thought that up should have been fired that day. Like, you're fired. Get out right now. Just get out.
For me, it wasn't so much that they brought back the Emperor. I'm fine with that. They did that in Dark Empire, the comics, and it was kind of cool. I'm fine with them bringing back the Emperor. But if you bring back the Emperor, you got to bring back Anakin because he's the chosen one, right? He brings the balance to the Force.
Which would have made sense if you had like all the Force Ghosts there with Rey. Like it would have made more sense. Like you see Mace, you see Luke, you see Anakin.
Honestly,
Yoda.
No. I don't think it should have been any other Jedi but the chosen one and his son. Maybe Obi-Wan, right? And Yoda. Because they were the first ones, them and Qui-Gon. You could throw Qui-Gon in there. They were the first ones to find, to learn how to keep their consciousness alive in the Force. They were the first Jedi to become Force ghosts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, toying around said, remember Luke had a clone. Yeah.
Yes.
Luke Skywalker had an extra U in it.
No, it's George Cobat. So
if they have
he was a clone, but he brought out a Luke clone to fight Luke.
Right.
And they just put an extra U in it. Luke Skywalker.
If they ever want to have a young Luke, so if they want to continue on post Return of the Jedi, you've got Sebastian Shaw who looks exactly like fucking young Skywalker.
Yeah, and what's he like? Probably mid-30s, maybe.
Yeah.
He's the right age.
Yes.
But even now, the way they can DH people, like the way they did with Michael Douglas and Ant-Man, I'm saying they could do it.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't look all that good. Like,
they don't even have to for him, though. I mean, he's probably.
I mean, if they brought back Mark Hamill,
Yeah.
Obviously he couldn't be doing the stunts if he's jumping around with the lightsaber, But
like that Yoda jumping around. Oh God.
Okay. Well, anyway, so they limp away. They're going to find Ahsoka in this ship tied together with fishnets.
Mm-hmm.
That he left in the space. Like he hit the jump and left a piece behind.
Yeah, parts were falling off.
Did he go into hyperspace?
Yeah. Remember, because remember he couldn't before because that lady said it was like messing with her eggs or something and chemical imbalance or something, whatever it was. He couldn't do it. He had to take the slow route to China.
So I just want to explain something to Cap Lives. Now he's a very young man. He's he's a kid, right? Basically. Cap, balance is not equal parts Jedi and Sith. Okay, think of it like this. Darkness is not the opposite of light. It's the absence of light.
Yeah.
So balance is the absence of darkness. Balance in the Force is the absence of darkness, because the dark side corrupts the Force. To bring the Force into balance, it has to have, it can't be corrupted by darkness.
You know what would be pretty good? They went to the Gray Jedis.
I mean, that if you're using the dark side, though, you don't have balance.
Well, the Grays were like in between.
Right.
They weren't really Jedis and they weren't really Sith. They were just like, you know what? Y'all do your thing. We'll just sit over here and chill.
Chase Fix.
Yeah,
I'm just giving Cap Lives a hard time, man. He's cool.
All right. So what are we giving this episode?
I give it a solid 9 out of 10.
Todd?
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Like I said, my only complaint was that baby needs a fucking seatbelt. You're like, what the fuck, man? You're flying around in a ship. This kid would be smashed into the.
He's
really.
smart.
He needs a better parent. He needs a better parent because the Mandalorian is reckless with that kid.
Yeah, totally.
I think my one complaint was one of you said it. It was a little short. I could have used a little bit more. Maybe another 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe. So
yeah, it would have been nice for him to find out more about his people. Learn more about Mandalore and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you learn a lot about Mandalore in the Clone Wars. You'll get there if you keep going. I warned you the first 2 seasons of Clone Wars is a little rough.
Oh yeah, the first season especially.
Yeah,
because in that timeline or that playlist you gave me, I was able to jump into like season 3 and stuff, and I was like, oh man, the fucking animation is so much better.
Yeah,
so
for sure,
looking forward to it.
Just real quick for Mando Monday, Grief Karga went up for pre-order. And then what's the other?
I know they all sold out on Pulse, right? But I think they're probably still up on Dork Side or Big Bad or something.
From the side, this dude looks horrendous.
That's not a good Carl Weathers.
No, it's not.
It's not terrible, but it's
It looks like, and I hate saying this, it almost looked like his one side of his face had a stroke. And it's like they didn't know what to do. There's like, well, just kind of like push everything up on the other side and push everything down on one side.
Yeah.
I got Queel. It's the only one I got.
Oh, no Moff Gideon?
Nah.
You didn't want anorexic Bill Cosby?
Nope.
Man, that's the first time they're doing the Darksaber in 6-inch scale. I think he's going to be a real popular one out of these 3.
There's your Queel.
Yeah. I needed a blurg.
Oh, I did see in Clone Wars the blurgs on the Twi'lek home planet.
Yep.
Here's your boy, Moff Gideon.
Yeah, he looks like animated Bill Cosby.
You know, Captain, you know what to do now. You know how to take off. Just don't let them get away. You know what the cops was gonna come down there and do to your cops out.
Hey, you know what?
Mandalorians.
I'll give it up for the Black Series. This wave is 6 figures, all new sculpts. There's no repaints in this wave.
Yeah.
Stepping it up.
Yeah, 6 new characters, all new sculpt. Well, I don't know. Maybe Moff Gideon's legs are from some other Imperial reused.
Possibly, yeah. Well, they are reissuing the armor, right?
Oh, is she going to be in that wave?
I'm just looking on Dork's side. It shows a case that has Moff Gideon, Grief Karga, Queel, Dark, what's her name? Dark Ray, and then the armor.
Oh, I thought this was in the same wave as the two Bad Batch guys, Crosshairs and Hunter, and Asajj Ventress.
There might be another assortment that shows them.
Okay.
Toy Around says, but they said it's the same wave as Dark Ray.
No, it's a different wave because it shows Asajj, the two Bad Batch, and then that just says two other figures that they haven't listed. They don't name.
Well, that's weird that they're splitting up pre-orders like that.
Great to answer your question. Because when you sign up for Pulse, it's free shipping, so it's just easier not to pay the shipping sometimes.
Oh yeah, Target sold out instantaneously.
Yeah,
we know
that's no surprise.
The only reason I use Pulse is because I get free shipping. I've never paid for their membership, but they keep renewing it.
Because they have to satisfy us as a customer. Because what? We only pay once for the $50 because they were like, oh, you get an extra month, like extra time for it. Then we're going, and you know what? I have to say this. Where the hell is these like the new offerings that we're supposed to be getting with it? They were like, oh, you only get this great stuff when you order stuff from us. You build up these points and stuff and like things we got coming. I haven't heard shit about it.
Oh no, they sent me my points. I know.
Yeah.
Not those points. Not for the HasLab, but for just being a Pulse member.
I don't know. Hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, remember that big email they sent out like, "Hey, new things are coming to Pulse when you do this and like orders. You order with us and you get this stuff. You're like, it's gonna be looking great." I haven't heard shit from that.
Well, we got first dibs on the exclusives, which was fine with me.
That was fine. I have no problem with that. That is something as a Pulse member I should have.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you pay the $50. Come on.
Right.
Like seriously, if I'm paying $50, I better get the exclusives.
Right.
That's crazy. You know. But anyway. So yeah, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 and
yeah. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Wow, that good.
Yeah. It was better than last week's.
Yes, I agree.
So much better.
20 times better than last week's episode. Watching them and sitting around floating in the hot tub time, ice time pushing planet. I ain't got time for that nonsense.
Yeah, it's by far one of the best episodes.
Yeah. It had what I need. Had a story, had action, progressive story. That's what I need.
Yeah. The Spider episode I watched 1.5 times. This one I've watched 3 times so far. I'm probably going to watch it again before then episode, chapter 13?
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 12.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah, the next one is chapter 12, and it will be directed by Carl Weathers. And Gina Carano. Gina Carano's in the credits for this one.
Oh, man, that means we are not getting Ahsoka. Because that means he's going back to the planet.
Hey, listen. Do not count on seeing Ahsoka in chapter 12. I'm telling you right now. They're going to push it out. He's going to get sidetracked somewhere else before he gets there to meet her. I don't think
14 or 15. That's what it's going to be. And you know what? And it's going to be a longer wait because you know they're not going to give us an episode during Thanksgiving week.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Because I think they did that last year, didn't they, Todd? I think they skipped Thanksgiving.
I think so. But he needs to patch that ship together.
Yeah.
Fix that ship. So it makes sense that they're going to delay things before he actually gets to see Ahsoka.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe 14 or 15.
So are we going to do an episode that week? Infinity Equation? Yeah.
Nope.
No. It's okay. That's okay, everyone. You can join me on the Dan Who live stream that week.
Oh God.
In lieu of an Infinity Equation episode and a Mandalorian episode, which that's not confirmed. We don't know that for sure. But they might skip that week, which would suck. They should just give it to us.
Yeah, they probably will not. 9 times out of 10, they probably will not because they know people are not going to be home to watch it.
You know, it'd be cool if they gave us the rest of the series that weekend. People got time off, right? Just give us the last few episodes. I'd be happy.
You know who we're talking? We're talking about Disney here, sir. We're talking about Disney.
I
You
know.
think they're gonna be nice enough to do that for you?
No.
They're laughing in their beds right now. They're like, you hear this guy? I give him something nice for Thanksgiving.
Well, they'll probably push it into January so that the people that only sign up to watch Mandalorian have to pay for one more month.
Which I know this is really off topic of Star Wars, but I think they're going to do Wonder Woman on streaming on HBO Max
and Black Widow.
I didn't hear anything about Black Widow yet. I think they're really going to push Wonder Woman in 1984 on streaming.
Jay Fig says I'm going to be on here alone. Call it the definite equation.
Ryan won't be here because the show ain't going to have it. I don't know what show you're talking about, Jay. I'm sorry. I don't know what show Ryan's going. He going to be on that Dan Who show on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
But
got my teacup ready.
And he got a turkey leg in his hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's not a holiday for Dan Who, right?
No.
They don't have pilgrims.
They don't have damn Turkey Day.
Mm-mm. Yeah. I'm gonna push my OnlyFans on IG. Yeah. Hey, by the way, what is OnlyFans? I hear that a lot. Is that like a dating website?
No, it's where you make your own personal website. And you get paid for like your naked pictures or non-naked pictures.
For real? Oh, I got to look into that. That sounds
You go ahead with that. I will not. Please do not.
Well, I'll for sure have Jay Fig simping.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah,
I don't.
That guy talks that guy talks trash on the Unparalleled Universe streams. Cracks me up, man. All right. But we're back this Friday.
Yes.
Cool.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here. We're going to wrap it up here. Thank you for joining us for another Mandalorian Mando Monday. That's where I'm taking Hasbro stuff. Mando Monday. Frick it. We'll see you on Friday. Y'all stay safe and have a good night.
Later.